Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, and I am co-founder of this amazing group, Women Supporting Women Professionals and Entrepreneurs, and Everyday Woman with the Fabulous Angela Giles. This is one of my favorite things to do, which is spotlight inspirational women that are really making a change in the world. And I'm going to be honest with you, I love all of our authors, and they are all doing the most amazing things. I also believe that Kathryn Whittington's purpose and passion in this lifetime is out of this world. So I cannot wait to get started with her. Hi, Kathryn. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited that you're joining us. I know you're joining us from Ohio.
Correct.
And I want to share with everybody that you actually are let me try again, a county commissioner in Ashtabula, Ohio.
Correct.
How'd I do?
You did fantastic.
That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
It is a mouthful.
But I actually love the word Ashtabula. It actually goes very smoothly.
It does. You get the hang of it.
Yes, I just had to switch it around. Your story is so fascinating to me, and I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit about yourself. But before we do that, I want to share with everyone that you are a co-author in the book that we launched at the end of June, Everyday Woman's Guide to Doing What You Love. And Kathryn really embodies doing what she loves. And her journey is such a beautiful story in this book. You want to make sure you grab it, because the title of the chapter is A Victim's Journey to Victory. And it really is, that story really embodies everything that Kathryn does. And you can grab that information on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or anywhere online, Everyday Woman's Guide to Doing What You Love. So Kathryn, will you start with, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your journey.
So I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a nana, an elected official. So with that being said, anybody who has children knows that there's heartache that sometimes comes with that. But that's not where my journey really started. It started many years ago in serving children and families and helping them get to a point where they were able to reconnect with their children, be stable, whether they were having financial difficulties or whether they were brought into children's services where I formerly worked, to be reunified with their children after going through, abuse and neglect with their children. So that's kind of where it all started. My training is actually in alcohol and drug addiction. So I would work with the families in getting through that and parenting their children for reunification. I worked with foster families as well in helping them go through processes of working with the children as well. So being community related to, just put that there, has always been a strong suit of mine. I was the community outreach coordinator my last 8 years at Children's Services. I handled all of the summer feeding programs that we did. I handled all the training for parenting classes. I did all the community events. We did back to school. We did Christmas. So providing for children in need throughout the county. So I've always been in a serving role, just in different ways through different times of my life. Fast forward, in October of 2013, our home was broken into by people suffering from addiction. So I don't know if anybody out there has ever gone through this, but when you become a victim, sometimes you become what you think you are a, CSI agent, that you are going to solve the case. You are now a police officer and you're going to help them, whether they want your help or not. You start working the case. And that's exactly what I did. And what I found was that our community had bigger issues than what I could address at Children's Services with just our families. So I decided, I prayed about it, I took a leap of faith and decided that change had to happen at the local level, along with state and federal levels as well. But the first step for me would be local. So I quit my job at Children's Services after 15 years and embarked on this journey to become an elected official to make a difference on a broader scale. We had a jail problem. We had an addiction issue. We were in the height of an opiate epidemic. So I felt I needed to serve in a different capacity, still serve, but just in a different capacity. So here I am.
Let me stop. Yeah, let me stop you so we could ask some questions and get some amazing information to our listeners and those watching. That's an amazing story. And of course, I knew it because I got to read your chapter before everybody else. That was in the public because I'm part of the book and we put it together. Mm-hmm. When I hear your story, the first thing that comes to me is many people in their lifetime may experience something similar and do absolutely nothing about it. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. Isn't. But I want to talk to the people that have that little feeling inside like you did, because I am a feely, touchy girl. And it's like this feeling in my heart or in my gut that says, I've got to do something more. I would love for you to give a few tips to those that are listening, to those women that are thinking, I've got to do something more about, and it could be something totally different. Anything. When you're going through that feeling that I've got to do more, and then you go and do something that others would think you were nuts, right? They always think we're crazy. First thing they say is you're crazy. Can't tell you how many times I've been called crazy. Yeah.
Are you sure you're willing to do it?
Yeah. Happened to me too, Kathryn. Happened to me too. What is the advice that you can give them while they're going through this journey to recognize, wait, this really is my path? Because everything about you screams, this is your path. You made the right decision.
So I pray a lot. So when I get to a point where there is something, a major decision that needs to be made on the path that I'm headed, I pray about it. He answers to me what I need to know. So I prayed about leaving, should I run? And the answers led back to absolutely. That was the next path he needed me to go down. And so faith is really so important to me and so deep inside of me. Major decisions are made after I pray about it.
So let's talk about that for a second, because we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching this across all of the social media that we're on right now. And everybody has different beliefs. So I want to put this into context. Those of us that are believe in something, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, this is not about what you believe in. Even if you don't have something you believe in, you have an internal voice. You have the subconscious. So really, it's asking for guidance.
Correct.
It's listening to your subconscious. It's listening to your thoughts. It's being with yourself and allowing that little train of stuff that goes through, those trains, Kathryn, choo-choo through our brains. I want those that are listening to really understand what Kathryn's saying. I'm also someone that believes in the things that you do, Kathryn. So I always ask for guidance and I really listen.
There's different ways. Some days I sit down and I pray and I ask those questions. Some days I just meditate and go deep within. What is in your core? What are those feelings? What is your gut telling you? What is it that is your passion? Little did I know that back in 2007, when I was doing addiction training, that would become ultimately the path that I was led down to make a difference. Having a child in addiction and raising my grandchildren now due to the opiate epidemic, I've been in all the places now. I've been a victim of a home burglary due to the opiate epidemic. I have a child who overdosed, in the midst of the height of the opiate epidemic. I'm now raising grandchildren. And little did we know that when I became a county commissioner, I was affected here. So our budget, which is our general fund is approximately $24 million that we deal with, is impacted by the opiate epidemic.
Wow.
Indigent defense, we pay for. The jail, we pay for. Our law enforcement deputies, we pay for. That all comes out of our general fund. So not only was I a victim, not only am I a mother, not only am I a nana, but now I'm an elected official that's dealing every aspect of her life in
Addiction.
epidemic.
Yeah. And so I love that you shared, this is how I did something that everybody thought was crazy. I swear, if someone thinks it's crazy, it's probably what you're
This is
supposed
the
to
best
do.
idea you've ever had.
So Kathryn went and quit this very secure, very comfortable job. Don't get me wrong, it probably wasn't an easy job, but you
It was
still
very
did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was secure, 15 years. You probably could have stayed there forever.
Another 15.
Took a risk to get elected. Not, I'm going to go apply for another job.
No.
I mean, really, let's break this down.
And not have security, because in 4 years I had to run again.
And also, being an elected official is not easy.
No.
It's not easy to go through the election process. It's not easy to, I know because I have friends that ran for positions here in Las Vegas. I've never done it. Most people say I will never run for an elected position. I'm probably one of those. But you did something that is so out of the common ordinary. Mm-hmm. For those of you that are listening, many of us and many of you have had something that you've gone through in your life. None of us, I don't know anyone that's had it easy. If it's a traumatic experience or whatever, look within yourself. And I want you to give these women some advice, okay, Kathryn, but look within yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you would have them ask themselves, Kathryn, so they could figure out maybe what their purpose and passion is, or what their path is supposed to be?
So a lot of times it's right in front of our face. It's our hobbies.
Right there.
It is. It's our hobbies. It's what we're trained to do. And really, when you look deep within, are you utilizing that passion of, maybe it's gardening? And are you, using that passion to teach others the art of gardening? Are you sharing that with young people, youth groups, schools, libraries, setting up programs and working? There's the Master Gardeners program and things like that. So whatever your passion is it something that can be done outside of just your area? And, when you take drug and alcohol training, that there's so many avenues I could have gone down with that training. What I chose to do is to make a difference, make sure that people know they're not alone. I speak nationally, and I have a national podcast, and we talk about these things, and we talk about not being alone. The pandemic, kept people isolated, and we really felt that we needed to reach them. Stigma, reducing stigma. That's my biggest thing, is I need to reduce the stigma. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. It shows no mercy. And at that point, there's nothing to be ashamed about, So I talk about being a mom of a child that is in addiction. And, at 54, I'm raising an 8, a 6, and a 4-year-old that I've had for 3 years. So, we're starting all over. My youngest is 19. So this is all new, all over again.
This is not just you waking up one day and saying, I want to make a difference. This is you literally living the experiences that those in your community, and not just in your community, in a lot of places, and a lot of the United States and other places in the world. And so you really are embodying the change that you want to see, not just for the world, but for your own family. Yes. I love that.
And, with that, I've been able to make those connections statewide and to the federal level. I sit on national committees for health and human services. I chair committees at the state level for health and human services. So making those connections, we've been able to bring dollars back to the community. We've been able to help with mental health and recovery and addiction and treatment, and really starting to see the impact in our community, as well as other places. We are preventative. We have an incredible prevention team. It's all about collaboration. Our community is so good with that. And so my advice to anyone looking for their passion is to look within and see what you're already doing that you love to do, whether it's baking or,
It could be anything.
anything.
That's one of the things that some people think they have to have this huge solve world peace. No. Sometimes it's the most simple things. Like most everybody that's watching has experience in some kind of area or some kind of business. So we'll take an example like an accountant that's watching, okay? How many children in school don't even know how to balance a checkbook or what a bank account is or what a debit card? Those type of things have impact for the future and for the rest of our lives. So we want those watching. Yes, Kathryn is doing something absolutely amazing, and she's really stepped into her purpose and passion, but you can too. And that's really what I want everyone to walk away from with today. Your story, you couldn't have gotten more signs that this is what you were supposed to do, right, Kathryn? I mean, except for a baseball bat on the head.
They were knocking at the door going, hey, this is what you need to do.
Listen, they shake you sometimes, right? Listen, whatever you believe in, if the signs are coming and you have this internal desire, this internal want. Now, what stops a lot of people is they don't know how. Reach out to somebody that does.
Reach out.
Over 13,000 women in just one of the groups that I'm streaming on. So please reach out, ask for help. Make a post. I really want to know how to, whatever it is. People will respond. People naturally, they want to help you. They want to help you.
I think that's absolutely true. We do with our podcast, all you have to do is.
What is your podcast named, Kathryn?
So Life is the New Cool. You can find it on Convene Communities, which is on Facebook. Next week, we are live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Make sure you put the link below in the comments when we're done so everybody can make sure to listen. It sounds like an absolutely amazing podcast that's giving such great life-changing information. I would love for you to share with everybody. Well, let me do this real quick before we share more. We'll go ahead and wrap up. But anybody watching, you can go to everydaywoman.me/book authors, and you can connect through social media and many websites with all of our authors, including Kathryn. So it's a really easy way. Instead of starting to search for the links, we'll also have Kathryn put the links in the comments. Also, if you're interested in being part of our next book, which launches in December, called Everyday Woman's Guide to Success in Your Business, please feel free to go to the site that's right above our heads, everydaywoman.me/book. Kathryn, how can everybody, if they want to learn more or get a hold of you, please share that information.
So the easiest way to reach out to me is to give me a call. And our number here is 440-576-3750. 440-576-3750. That is,
and we'll have you put that in the link in the comments as well. Yeah.
And you can always reach out to me on Facebook. I have a personal page as well as a commissioner page. So just search for Kathryn Lynn Whittington and I'll come up on your Facebook page. So.
Love it. Thank you so much for being a part of this book. Thank you so much for doing what you are doing. Thank you for making it so clear that you are open to showing others how to do what you've done, because that's the key to the legacy. That's the key. We're not going to be here forever, even though we'd like to. Sometimes women like you are not just living what they breathe, they're also sharing with others how to do the same. And that is your chapter. I read it and I was just in awe. When we have 51 women in this book, and it wasn't possible for me to get to know every single one before they started writing. It was a lot of women. And Kathryn and I did not know each other.
That is correct.
We didn't know each other. And she found our book and joined, and I went, oh my gosh, look at the women that we are attracting to this book that are making a change, that are being the change. So we want to thank you, Angela and I, for being part of this book, sharing your story. I can't wait for your book to come out. Are you sharing the title yet?
No, I am. And it is Victory, Not Victim, A Mother's Journey to Make a Difference.
Oh,
no,
I can't wait. So make sure to follow Kathryn. Make sure to grab her book soon. It's almost ready to be published. It's coming up real soon.
Yes, we're hoping for a release date in August. So we're in the final stages. So we're
Make
excited.
sure to share it in the group with us. Make sure to share it everywhere. We all want to support you. I can't wait myself to read the book. I know it's going to be tear-jerking for me because I'm a mama of 3. And so I know what it's like to go through different things with your children. It's just part of life. And as a mom, it tugs a little bit stronger at your heartstrings.
And I
it's not.
want to thank you and Angela and of course Charlotte. We can't leave Charlotte out of the mix for this opportunity. In my wildest dreams, I would have never thought I would be a co-author or an author. Yes,
yes.
So I'm super excited. So thank you for the opportunity.
I am so excited.
And sharing that with me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Everybody make sure we're going to put the links in the comments for you. Connect with Kathryn. Follow her on social media. She has her own Facebook business page. Well, county commissioner page. And if you guys have any questions or anything else, just comment below and tag Kathryn or myself, and we'll make sure to respond to you. And we will see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.